We're here in the Thames Art Gallery in a landscape exhibition with two artists, and we're with Scott Taylor now. So let's start at the beginning. What got you involved in photography?
I've always been fascinated by cameras ever since I was a little kid, grabbing my parents' or grandparents' or aunts and uncles' little Kodak Instamatic with the square flash bulbs.
Ooh, remember those.
Yeah, I've always found them fascinating. I had a camera when I was in my teens too, but I never really thought of it as a career or anything other than that. I kind of experimented a little bit, but it wasn't really a focus. Not until I think about 1999, year 2000, I was working in the region of Halton, and I found out about these little Horizon cameras from these toy plastic cameras that I ended up buying a couple, and some friends that I met up there, we ended up getting these cameras. We had to do some alterations on it, but we'd start going out and shooting with these medium format cameras, and yeah, it just kind of started from there.
And the work that you were doing was as a cartographer, so that too is landscape based, isn't it?
Training as a traditional cartographer, the last time I ever did that was actually in school.
Okay.
As soon as I graduated, I was a bit of a dinosaur. I was going from working in dark rooms to a digital base.
So what camera are you using now? And did you use the same camera for the images that are in this exhibition?
There's a couple different cameras that I use for the show here. I use I had an old Nikon D80 that I was using at the time, which the sensor is filthy. And it pushed me to try and shoot in slightly different ways because of the dusty, dirty environments I was working in. I have a Nikon D7100 now that has been a great camera. I also shoot with a Fuji X70 Pro as well, which is just a point shoot, built-in lens, and it's taught me so much on how to shoot and be creative, especially since there's no zoom in the lens. If I wanted to get close, I had to walk up closer. If I needed to get further away, I had to back up.
And what is it that drew you to use black and white as opposed to color?
Well, for this show, I think it was just a matter of, it was more my early work was a lot of black and white, and maybe it was a bit of my mood at the time too, but it's been a growing process, and I've noticed, I just wanted to keep it all black and white for the show. We were messing around with some color images as well, but I just didn't feel that they fit for what we were trying to do here.
So do you have any kind of photography heroes?
To be honest, I'm slowly learning the photographers in the industry. There's some people that initially that got me into it. There's a photographer out of Dundas, Ontario, actually, Diane Boss, that kind of inspired me. She shoots a lot of pinhole photography, though, so she's very much into experimenting. Influences, just the environment around me, and a little bit of the reading, a little bit of everything. I think mostly my technique is, I'm not a big technical photographer. Again, I make use of what I have at hand, and I just have to adapt to the situation. And it's always a learning process. There's been a lot of failures. So you get home and you're hoping, and then you get there and it's, oh, it didn't work quite the way you were hoping. But yeah, I find it's just been a very rewarding hobby to be able to get out, grow, learn about myself, discover more of the areas of Chatham-Kent. You know, you kind of, if you keep going to the same spot, it's great. It's always changing, but at the same time, it's like, you know, you want to open up. So there's a lot of dirt roads and lanes you're not sure where they're going, that you kind of drive around the area and explore. So.